Hi everyone, Chico here from YThrive at Home. Today we're going to be doing a Y Flow workout, which will be a functional mobility based workout. 5 exercises for 60 seconds each. So that'll put us at 5 minutes per round. Each one of these movements are targeted towards helping the mobility of your hips, your shoulders, your upper back, the trouble areas. Okay, so we'll start here in our 90-90 hip position, which is a 90-degree bend at the knee and the hip on both the front and back leg. Now, you are more than welcome to stay here if this presents a challenge, but here's the sequence. It will go back leg, front leg, front leg. So we go back leg, front leg. So here I am in a neutral position. Back leg again, okay? And then to the front leg. So now we are on the other side, and we finish by lifting the hips, okay, and squeezing the glutes through, okay? We bring it back down. Here's the sequence. Back leg first, okay? Then we get back to the neutral position. This was the back leg. And then we're back where we started. Lift the hips, squeeze the glutes. Now you can really feel this in those hips. Okay? So 60 seconds. Really focusing on that full range of motion at the hip. Internal rotation as well as external rotation. Power through. Okay. As little involvement from the arms as possible and keeping your torso upright. Those are bonus. Now, if needed, we would spend 30 seconds on this side, followed by 30 seconds on the other side. Okay, so exercise number 1, the 90-90 is 60 seconds. Moving on to number 2, what this one looks like is I will start in the bear position. So the bear position is the knees are underneath the hips with a little elevation off the floor, no more than a couple inches, or if needed, we can just stay here. Okay, but the exercise begins by opening up, okay, into this reverse plank, landing softly and under control, and then we will finish with the hip thrust. Okay, so you squeeze the glutes, you bring the hips all the way up, come back down, reset your bear position. Okay, you do the same thing, opening up on the other side, make sure you land safely first, and then power the hips through. So this move here, really nice at stretching out, okay, the interior side of the body, the front of the shoulders, the chest, okay, squeezing the hips, trying to get these hips as high as possible. You can see that mine aren't going that high. Means I can work on my mobility a bit more. Okay, and then your alternative would be from the knees on the floor position, same thing, opening up, okay, and then squeezing those glutes, powering up the hips. Finishing up. Okay, so there you have move number 2, which was the bear hip thrust. Okay, we are going to take it to move number 3 now. You'll go into your high plank or push-up position. Okay, beginning with a lunge. Now, notice that the heel is flat when we land from the lunge. Okay, drop the hips, straighten out your back, and then get some middle rotation in. Okay, now we're starting to address the upper spine, the T-spine. Other side, lunge, drop the hip, rotate nice and slow. Absolutely one of the best mobility exercises that you can do. Targeting the ankle, the hip, the thoracic spine, shoulders. 60 seconds. Again, all of these moves are meant to be done controlled. And you never want to rush through any of these exercises. And I will do one more to even it out. Okay. Move number 3 is complete. So now we've done 3 moves. We're at 3 minutes. We are now going to go on to the shoulders, another very common trouble area for a lot of individuals who spend a lot of time internally rotated or hunched. Okay, so this one, belly up down, arms are fully extended. Now we begin by lifting the hands, the chest, the shoulders off the ground, starting a slow rotation, palms facing down until 90 degrees. Rotate, palms now face the ceiling. Okay, and then we finish in the small of our back, almost in the handcuff position. Okay, now the same thing comes true in that the palms are facing the ceiling until we get to 90 degrees. Rotate, finish, up overhead. Your major challenge when doing this exercise will be that your arms and your posture just want to collapse. Okay, so we keep the shoulders, the chest elevated while those arms move through a full range of motion. Okay, palms up, palms up, palms up, palms up, 90 degrees, palms down, finishing up overhead. Okay, never letting the hands fall. I'll do one last one. Rotate at 90, and then finish at the low back handcuff position. Okay. Move number 4 was the Blackburn rotations. So last but not least, we are now going to tie everything together. Move number 5 is a full range of motion overhead squat. What this looks like is we're going to set up like we would for a squat. We're going to start all the way down. Now think of this as 4 parts. Part 1, use your forearms as an anchor to push your hips open. Okay? So you're actively pushing your hips open. You're going to straighten out your upper back, your chest. Part 2, bring those hands all the way up. Thumbs lead the way to the back of the room. Okay? Hold this posture now. Don't be in any rush to come up. And then step 3 is stand up tall. Okay? So we'll do it again. Part 1, get into your low squat position. Use your forearms to your advantage. Open up those hips. Feel it on the inner groin. Arms travel all the way back. Slow, 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 slow. All the way. Okay? Hold this position. You're going to feel a little bit of a struggle. That's okay. That's welcomed. And then we're going to take it all the way up to our feet. This being our 5th exercise, this will take us to the very end of round 1. Arms travel up, full extension. See, hips are starting to burn, back starting to burn. And we'll finish off with 60 seconds. So there you have it. Exercises 1 through 5 for 1 minute each. Take this opportunity to grab a quick drink. But if you're ready, we are going to move on to round number 2. So the wonderful thing about this workout is it can be done 4, 5, 6 times a week. You can never do too much high quality mobility training. Okay? So when you're ready, back into your 90-90 hip position. Okay, round 2, same thing will be 5 exercises, 1 minute each. Back leg. Okay. Establish it first before moving the second leg. Establish it. Then we go on to the other side, 90 degrees at the front hip, 90 at the back, and then that ever important hip thrust. Down easy. Okay, back leg always leads the way. Now, this exercise is a really nice diagnostic exercise in that it tells you if one of your hips doesn't move as well as the other. Okay? You'll have more obstruction when that back leg travels forward on one side than the other if there is some kind of hip issue. So just something to pay special attention to. This transition from the back all the way to the front. How free does that leg move? Is one side tougher than the other? Lift and squeeze. Okay, on to move number 2. Bear position or just regular tabletop for our thrust. So open up, okay? Look at the hand position, look at the hand position. I'm gonna match it on the other side. And then before I do anything, put those shoulder blades down and in, extend the legs out, and then thrust the hips up. Come back down, rotate under control, back to your bear position, okay? Take it to the other side, it's the same exercise, just switching sides, and then thrust those hips forward. Now this progression here is fairly challenging, so what you are more than welcome to do is you can just stay, okay, in this position here, and then work on the hip thrust. Work on the hip thrust. The biggest challenge, the biggest obstruction will be what happens at the chest and shoulder. So I will finish off my 60 seconds with a couple more nice, smooth hip thrusts. Okay. Move number 2 finishes. It takes us right into move number 3. Extend those legs, stiffen your core. You're back in high plank, you're back in push-up. It's a lunge. Drop the hip, rotate nice and slow. We're halfway through round 2. By now you are noticing that your body is getting nice and mobile, nice and warm. Joints are starting to offer less resistance to your motion. Everything looks a little smoother, crisper. Just remember with this one to rotate in the direction of your front leg. Okay. A lot of times you'll see someone lunge and then rotate the other way. Rotate in the direction of the front leg. And I will do this last one. Move number 3 is complete. Grab your mat one more time. Okay. Setting up for your blackbirds. Okay, exclusively upper body with a little bit of lower back involved as well. Arms are extended. Ready to lift those arms off the ground? Up. Okay. Challenge. Hold them up. 60 seconds. Go through as many high quality rotations as possible. Okay. Keep the palms up. Keep the palms up. Keep the palms up. Zero in on the rotator cuff. You will feel this in the back of those shoulders. Okay. Squeeze those shoulder blades together when you're in this position. Release, rotate, finish overhead. Do this exercise 4 or 5 times a week, and you'll have better posture in no time. Last one, nice and slow, full control. There's the first half of the rep. And here's the second half of the rep. 4 moves in the books. We have one last one. We are going to do our full range of motion overhead squat. Get this mat out of the way. Set up into your squat stance. Remember, we're going to do it into 3 steps. Step 1 is assume the bottom of your squat with your forearms anchoring your hips. Step 2, bring those arms up slow. Now see how much range of motion you can get. You are feeling some obstruction right here. Get that extra inch. And then step 3 is elevate. So let's repeat. Addressing the hips, the thoracic spine here, the shoulders, arms travel up, slow and steady. And then extend, move legs. Now in 60 seconds, You might not be able to get through that many of these. Aim for 5 to 10 high quality squats. Each one takes about 5 to 8 seconds. Because there's a lot of different pieces at play here. And we'll finish up with my last one here. We've now done 2 rounds of our functional flow. Feel free to add a 3rd round, okay? But it is not mandatory, okay? Thank you very much for watching Thrive at Home. My name is Chico, and stay tuned for more exciting videos on working out at home. Thank you and enjoy.